Mm. What up, YouTube? YouTube. It's your boy King Cobra. Yes. Waiting for that wand money to transfer. Big thanks to the homies and the fans for donating to the PayPal. I ordered a rather expensive tobacco pipe, which is out of stock, but as soon as it's back in stock, they'll ship it to me. I found a tobacco pipe that has a green bowl and black stem. Looks really sharp. Make this a quick live stream, a lot shorter than last night's, because I gotta get them wands in the mail. Yeah. Yeah. But hope you're all doing good. I also picked up some weekend fun. Look at that. Yes. Not a sponsor. 21 and up, baby. I'm gonna pour myself a drink. Make this shit last a little bit longer than last night's than the 12 pack. I hope you all having a bitchin' Friday. Now I got some money in my account, so I'll just take a cab down to the post office. And then I'm going to get those wands in the mail. They were ordered off of Etsy. And check my P.O Box. Most definitely, what the fuck is up, tubes? Even if I take all the money out of my account today, it'll be replaced over the weekend. So I appreciate the fans. Mm-hmm. That's the good stuff. You ever tried Bird Dog Peach Whiskey? It's delicious. We'll make ourselves a mixed drink. Next time I do vocal covers, I'll work on keeping that mic on my headphones closer to my mouth so you can hear me. Oof. Whoa. Whew. Yeah, that'll do it. But I really don't need. I'm not going to drink this whole thing in one sitting. That'd be stupid and a waste. But check that out. This is for 21 and up. Bird Dog Peach. Pretty fucking tasty. Got some weekend drink combo action. Now, if you want to support the channel, check out all the links, description box below. Tactical soap. Customized girl. PayPal. Appreciate it. And get those wands on Etsy ready to go. Mm. That's pretty much the plan for today. Just get the wands in the mail, check my P.O box, and fucking work on the album. I ordered a rather expensive tobacco pipe, like I said. Even though it's out of stock, I don't care. I don't mind waiting patiently till they like restock it. It's a black and green tobacco pipe. I mean, come on. Yeah. A lot of people are gonna be pissed because, well, you're gonna spend that much money on a pipe, but you won't get Alex new phone. It's like, dude, chill out. Okay, I owned up to that in last night's stream. So, yeah. Mm. Put this in the fridge for later. Cheers. It's the weekend, yo. Mm. Mm. Yeah. Should we find a video to respond to? Yes. So Mountain Dew and peach bird dog. Not half bad. I'll fuck with it. Yes. Yes. Went and took a shower. Let's see what we got here. Hmm.
If you want to eat healthy and feel your best, you gotta try Kachava. Kachava is the world's healthiest all-in-one meal shake. It's made with over 70 plant-based superfoods and nutrients. Giving you all your essentials in one delicious
Kachava, bro. So here's Sydney Watson's video addressing the incident. Oh boy.
Life is weird. Here we go. Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome.
You want to increase your chances with the ladies. It's a new year. It's a new you. Check out Tactical Soap, link description box below. Using the affiliate link plus coupon code King Cobra gives me some money and it gives you some awesome smelling cold pressed all natural soap. Yeah.
To hell. And as per usual, this video is
Welcome back
sponsored.
to hell. Yeah. Yeah. Welcome back to hell. Yeah. Admittedly, like I said in last night's live stream, when Alex called me a shitty friend, even though I've been nothing but nice to him, did I overreact and smash it when I smashed his phone? Yes, but in me and Alex's defense, we were both really drunk. Yes. Because, tequila and rum, that'll do it. I'm still a little salty about what went down about that night because that was some bullshit. So yeah, I own up to the fact that I broke Alex's phone because he was being an asshole. So I had to be a bigger asshole to prove a point, and all it did was cost us our friendship. So, nah. Personally, I don't think I owe Alex shit because I've already been such a good friend to him. But like I said, if I win the lottery, I'll buy him a new phone. You know what I'm saying? But speaking of the incidents, there was an incident occurring on the You Are Here Now podcast featuring Eliza Schaefer and Sydney Watson. And some dude basically said, fuck you to Sydney Watson's face because she read some super chats with some silly name. And the dude wrote an article about cucking. And yeah, the whole thing was just like, wow, what the fuck?
By me. Go subscribe to the email list on my website if you so desire.
I think when Alex was drunk that night and he wouldn't shut his fucking mouth, he got so drunk he was picking fights with me. I'm like, dude, just leave. And he left. He left a couple of his things here that night, which, his Halloween mask and one of his sleeping bags that he carried with him. And I still have it. It's tucked underneath my futon, so whenever he wants to come grab it, you know. No, if you all watch, and I'm not saying Alex didn't try to be a good friend because he would provide when he can. But like I said in last night's stream, it's not about what me and Alex provide, like alcohol or tobacco. It should have been about the friendship, you know? But it is what it is. Saying I haven't done shit with my life and that I'm a shitty friend. That's what he said that night. And I'm like, oh, that's BC Rich, dude. Holy shit. Like, nah, dude. I haven't done shit with my life. And here I am live for an audience of 23,000 plus people. I've started my own business. I've helped Alex many times. And he's come through a couple times too, whenever he can, and that's just it, you know. But then when I found out that Alex Campbell smashed his baby mama's TV after throwing a huge autistic fit, like I wanted to talk about that. But anyways, then I'm kind of like, okay, yeah, no, okay, you get pissed off when I break your phone, so you turn around and you break your baby mama's TV. You know what I'm saying? Nah, dude. But we're not here to talk about that. No. Yeah, this will be enough. Mm.
or buy some of my merch. I don't know. You do you. Now, some of you may or may not be aware that I was involved in an incident on my show. You Are Here with Elijah Schaefer on Blaze TV.
And Sydney Watson is now 21. Yeah, old enough to drink, baby. That's what's up.
Last episode of the year, which was on the 17th of December, for those of you who need all the details. It was, in fact, a beautiful way to round out 2021. It really gave me the warm and fuzzies.
Yes. The first video I watched of Sydney Watson's was her debunking the whole body positivity thing. And at first it offended me. I got mad. But then I watched the rest of the video and I became a fan, so there's that. Because it shook me. I was like, wait a minute, you have a woman talking trash on the body positivity movement. I was just like, what? What even is this? So if I said any mean things responding to that video, whatever, a long time ago, I apologize. And now I'm actually a fan of Sydney Watson's. So there you go. That's how that works.
We'll play the clip, but for those of you who haven't seen it, and for context and a refresher, we brought on a guest called Jack Murphy, and the show was going really well up until the end when I was reading super chats, and I read.
Yeah, so basically they had this dude on there named Jack Murphy, who is this life coach to men. And Jack Murphy, he wrote this article on cucking and how he would let his wife cuck him. He was in it. He just gotten divorced, and the girl he was with, he would watch some other dude fuck her, which I don't see how you could be into that. But hey, as long as everyone's of age and it's consensual, you do you, man. Ugh. Because personally, if I saw someone fucking my girlfriend right in front of me, I'd kick his fucking ass.
One that referenced an article that he had written some years ago, and he got very upset and swore at me. And then at the end of the show,
and that's what I said to Jack Murphy when I originally addressed this issue. Is if you don't want people bringing it up, why the fuck did you put it on the internet? Because as Terrence Popp and Blake famously said, the internet's forever. Yes.
He got up and briskly walked away. Like I said, I will play that clip now, but for those of you who want to see the full episode or think there's more context to be had from watching it, I will link it in the description box and also give you the timestamps that are the most relevant so that you don't have to find them yourself. So yeah, here's the clip in question. Mr. Dick and Balls says, "Hey Jack."
See, that's what she does. She does this. Like she reads it like that's normal. Like it's not even. She's not even saying, "I'm not gonna skip the name." She just goes, "Mr. Dickenball said."
Could you please clear up the cuck article you wrote?
I am not going to talk about
Again?
this.
Okay.
And basically, you know what? Fuck you for bringing this up right here and right now. Why are you doing this to me?
I didn't know that. I didn't know what it was.
Well, just use a little bit of fucking common sense.
Sorry, apologies.
Yeah. Fuck you. Heartfelt.
Elizabeth Harrison says,
this guy looks super pissed. He's got this grouchy ass face, like, and I'm like, yeah, dude, you're real big and tough. Like, they've all forgiven each other for it. So I'm gonna kind of repeat what I said. So, yeah. But yeah, Jack Murphy, real fucking tough, dude. Telling this itty bitty little Sydney Watson, fuck you. Big ass man telling like someone way smaller than him. Like, dude, you're a life coach to men trying to get them to get ladies. I'm gonna say this. I don't care how much she pisses you off. Sometimes just keeping your mouth shut's the best policy. But what do I know?
Gonna miss the show, but have a good break. IHTAC, what's that?
It's time to give you free stuff thanks to our friends at Honey. That's right, you could win a $5,000 computer just by adding Honey to your browser right now at joinhoney.com.
What?
Nothing. I'm just I literally was just coughing. It's just an inconvenient cough.
So since this incident, a couple of things have happened. And while I initially had decided that I wasn't really going to comment publicly or say anything about it, just sort of let it run its course, some things have been said that I think misrepresent me and my actions, and I would like to clear those things up. A general rule of thumb with me is that I don't really like participating in drama, particularly when it comes to other content creators or commentators or whoever, simply because I really think it just detracts from what I do, which is to make content.
I'll drink to that, Sydney Watson. Fuck drama. I don't care if it's on the internet or in real life. Fuck drama. Drama is the worst, dude. No, it's the truth. When I'm sitting there watching Courtney Knight fight with this guy in a mask, I saw Courtney Knight's stream where she talked to that one dude, and I watched the stream. The dude wouldn't even turn on his camera for the whole interview. I was just like, wow, dude, okay. But like on a real note, fuck drama. Ugh.
That hopefully can expose people to new ideas or change their mind, or, in the really long run, promote right-wing values and hopefully in some capacity be able to change the direction of the country that I live in. But when people say things about me or about a situation that I'm involved in that are blatantly untrue, or things that paint me in a really unreasonable light.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's exactly how it happens, dude. When people know they're in the wrong and they fucked up, they will try to paint themselves as the better person just to make the other person look bad, and it's shitty. It really is. Damn, that is good fucking drink. It's the weekend. I uploaded a joke to my YouTube. It was a dad joke, but there you go. Josh's one-liners. Did you hear about the Irish vampire? Yeah, his name was Count Dublin instead of Count Dracula. Yeah, it was a bad joke, but I thought it was funny. Oh boy. So yeah, when I get my my new tobacco pipe, we'll showcase it. I'll go outside and smoke on it. See how it do, break her in, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Without defending myself or giving me a platform to come back at you and set the record straight, that is the point where I feel like now I need to say something. And that's what we're going to do now. So Jack Murphy went on Tim Pool's Timcast IRL a couple of days after the incident happened with me on You Are Here. And due to the volume of comments and super chats and questions about what had happened between us, they addressed it on the show.
Well, people are mad at you for yelling it.
They're like, we can talk about that.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think they're using, a lot of people don't like the article. A lot of people are using that because they're mad at you, but I think the anger comes from you yelling at Sydney.
Right. So here's what happened with Sydney. So I'm sitting on the show.
Like, let me give you some advice, and this isn't just to Jack Murphy. I don't have any problems with this dude. I just disagree with the way he treated Sydney. It was very unprofessional, and here he is trying to paint himself as the better person on someone else's show. It's just like, okay then. Think before you post. I'm the world's biggest hypocrite for saying that. I've done things and posted shit on the internet that I'm not proud of. And people have done the same to me. Like the fact that some fucking asshole took the fight me and Alex had that one night, recorded it on Discord, and then posted it to YouTube. It's just like, you're a fucking piece of shit. You know that? Like, me being drunk that night, I'm not gonna be thinking, "Oh, some dickhead's recording this shit." And it's like, the obsession people have with me, it's cute to a degree, but sometimes it crosses the line. I see Jack Murphy's rocking a pretty sweet beard, man. Get yourself some of that God of War beard oil. That shit's amazing. It leaves your whiskers and your goatee nice and freaking soft like silk. And ladies love the smell of Grondike soap products. Yes. But let's see what Jack Murphy has to say.
Talking and they're joking about reading super chats where people are building like gas chambers and she's reading out loud like how did I build this gas chamber that didn't kill all the Jews that I was supposed to kill, right? It's like insane, the super chats that she reads. And so I'm telling her this whole time, I'm like, hey, you might want to read all the super chats before you read them out loud, right? A little bit of a warning. And then she asked me the question about the article and I answered it politely. I deflected. I was like, "That's not me. It's 180 degrees from whatever that article says." And
The internet is full of stupid people. Now, I had a lot of fun last night going on Richie Wright's stream and helping him get to 5,000K subscribers. I like being a guest on every other people's channels, but it got to the point with these trolls where I just went off. I was like, you only trolling me and my friends on YouTube here because we're all special needs. And like, what kind of person does that say about you, YouTube? Like, as soon as I entered Richie Wright's stream, all these trolls just came out of the woodwork and started impersonating celebrities that I like Ozzy Osbourne and Danny Filth, and it was just stupid. They were impersonating Ozzy Osbourne's wife, Sharon, and I was just like, who does this crap? You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, who does this crap? I'm like, dude, these trolls have no fucking lives. And I ask myself, what would Ozzy Osbourne do? He would laugh at my trolls. He's like, dude, I got the multi-platinum records. These fuckers don't have shit. Now, as far as I'm concerned, my trolls can lick Ozzy Osbourne's scrotum and eat a queef out of Sharon's minge for all I care. Because, and even though I idolize Ozzy Osbourne and Danny Filth, they're people too, just like me, man. They go through their struggles, it's beyond pathetic. They're like, oh, I know. How can we fuck with Cobra and friends? Let's fucking bully a bunch of special needs people on Richie's stream. And people are getting pissed off that I was banning these assholes. They're like, Richie, oh my God, Richie Wright, Cobra's going ban crazy. And I'm like, I'm only banning the people on Richie's stream who are trolling me or trolling Richie or his guests. I even said on Richie Wright's stream, let's keep this stream positive, no negativity, no trolling, no bullying. We're here to support Richie Wright, Challenge Master, and, everyone else that's on here. You know what I'm saying? YouTube should be like a thing where we all come together as a community and celebrate. YouTube's awesome. It really is. If you ignore the assholes and the bullying and the hypocrisy of YouTube, you look past all that bullshit, it's actually a fun little platform to fuck with. Yeah. No, it's fucking ridiculous. Even, like Ozzy Osbourne has had his fair share of haters, these would-be extremist Christians who are like, that's the devil's music. And I'm like, Ozzy Osbourne's pretty tame as far as like satanic music goes compared to like Marilyn Manson or Cradle of Filth, but beside the point, which, yeah, I like those two bands too. But anyways, freaking yeah, dude. No, I'm like, how stupid do you have to be? You know, my trolls love to impersonate Ozzy Osbourne and Danny Filth and then talk shit on me just to fucking get a reaction. These fake Ozzy Danny Filth accounts. It's stupid. It's beyond freaking stupid. When Jack Osbourne was in an interview, they asked him, "What's the hardest part about being a celebrity?" And he said, "The internet trolls." And I'm like, spot on, dude. God, that's good whiskey. Oh yeah. I figure this, like fucking, if you have haters, you're famous. The trolls say they rule my life, but they've literally dedicated an entire subreddit to ripping on me. That's what kills me about my YouTube trolls. It's like, oh, I hate King Cobra, so I'm going to spend all day talking about him. I want to spend every day texting him. I want to create an entire subreddit to get dedicated to fucking with him. I've had trolls fuck with me on a multitude of levels. And I roll with it. And I still come out on top. Uh, but yeah, Jack Murphy and Sydney Watson's a trip sometimes, man. Freaking, she doesn't matter how ridiculous the you know, like people like to create silly YouTube profiles. You know what I'm saying? Like Dick Butt Kiss or Poopy Butthole McBooger Nuggets or some shit like, you know what I'm saying? Like people will do that for a laugh because it's funny. But when you start cyberbullying people, you know what I'm saying? It's especially if those people are are autistic or have a stuttering problem or they're, you know what I'm saying? Like it's pathetic. I noticed that too on Richie's stream, and I didn't care because it was cool chilling out with Egan on stream. I didn't care if he had a stuttering problem or not. We've all got problems, man. I was not there to judge. I was there just to be a guest and support Richie. And having a more famous YouTuber on Richie's stream definitely helps. I noticed that. The only reason, and that's just it, you have to ignore the trolls and the haters. Just ignore them, block, delete, ignore. You give them a little bit of attention, tell them to fuck off, and then you ignore them. They get a little bit of attention, so they do it more. And then when they do it more, you just ignore them. It's like you give them a small taste and you take it away. And it'll psychologically fuck your trolls up because they'll come back for more. For as long as I've been doing YouTube, for as long as I've been doing YouTube, I'm used to it by now. When I first started making YouTube videos, I had a horrible time dealing with my trolls when I first started making videos. But I've learned to get better with it, yeah. If you're gonna harass Ozzy Osbourne just because Cobra is one of his biggest fans, that just shows you that Cobra and Ozzy fucking rule your life, you sad, miserable cunt. Yeah. Mm, tactical, so. But I got off topic.
I'd really rather not talk about it anymore. And then a couple minutes later, she literally asked me the same question all over again. And I cursed at her. I shouldn't have cursed at her. And I apologized, Sydney. I apologized to her that day and that night and the next day. And she accepted my apology. So I don't know why everybody's still butthurt. But I shouldn't have.
Oh, I'm not butthurt about it. I just think that's not how you're supposed to talk to ladies. No, my favorite cuss word is cunt. I think it's a funny cuss word because it's like the most offensive one next to fuck. People get so triggered by cussing and it gets me off because people are way too fucking sensitive. But I would never call a woman a cunt unless she royally deserved it. That's just, you know what I'm saying? It's a matter of respect. I mean, if there's a chick going out of her way, like really, really trying to go out of her way to be the biggest bitch she possibly can be, then rightfully so, the C bomb is justified. But generally speaking, I would never speak of women in general like that because it's degrading. Even though women love to call us men pigs and no one seems to call out the hypocrisy of it. Well, fuck you, Josh. Pig is a lot less offensive than the word. Okay, we're not going to get into that. No, you call a woman a cunt and everyone fucking looks at you like, what the fuck's your problem, asshole? But if you're a woman and you call a man a pig, and no one says shit. Even if he's not a pig, you just assume that all men are pigs. That's like saying all women are. You get the picture. You know, women get so tired of men in society throwing these gender-based assumptions, and then you turn around and do it to us men. You're a fucking hypocrite at that point. You know.
At her. I should have just used amused mastery and just like laughed at her and dismissed her, but I didn't because I had set a boundary and she crossed it. And that's part of being a man too, is saying, here's my boundary, please don't cross it. And then she crossed it. And
That's part of being a man, is it? That's also part of what makes women women. That's where another thing, YouTube. YouTube. This is where women and men have another thing in common. Okay, women and men have set boundaries. And if you cross it, you know, you being a dick at that point. If women and men focused on the similarities they have with each other versus their differences, versus which gender has it harder, which, fellas, women have it harder because their bodies give birth to children. You know, you want to call me a simp for saying that? I don't care. Stop simp shaming. Stop slut shaming. Hashtag gender equality.
told her that I didn't like it. Did I use the right words? No. Should I have cursed at her? No. And did I apologize to her for that? Yes. Did she apologize to me for putting me in a bad spot? Yes. Did Elijah? Yes. Did Elijah and I go out for dinner and drinks afterwards? Yes. Has Sydney and I talked afterwards? Yes. So I don't understand why everybody's so white knighting simping for her. She can stand up for herself. It's resolved. And in my mind,
That's just the law of nature. And I think Jack Murphy will agree with me on this. If women are being attacked, regardless if she fucks you or not, it's just an automatic instinct. As a man, it should be your instinct to protect women to protect children and to protect your elders. That's how I feel about that. Morals. So I don't think it's necessarily white knighting or simping. I think it's more or less you call yourself a men's coach and how to talk to women kind of thing. But here you are saying to Sydney Watson, well, fuck you, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Yes. YouTube. We got some Bird Dog, peach whiskey, and some Mountain Dew. I poured me a Jack Skellington goblet full. And I have one mixed drink for now. And then I got to get them wands ready to be mailed off. And then, after 5 o'clock, if I feel like having a drink, I'll have a drink. God damn, that's good whiskey. Bird Dog peach flavored whiskey is my favorite next to Jack Daniels. I tell you what, if Jack Daniels made a peach flavored whiskey, YouTube. If you didn't want to mix Mountain Dew with this, I would mix cherry Dr. Pepper with some Bird Dog peach whiskey. I've had that before. It's delicious.
It's done. And to me, this is such a nothing burger in my life. I am so focused on so many other bigger, more important things that people chipping and chirping away at me at this are just so annoying.
It is true that Jack reached out and apologized to me. It's also true that he and Elijah caught up for drinks so that Elijah could better explain what had happened and potentially resolve the situation. Again, I think it's important to note, and I want to stress this, that Jack thought that I was acting out of maliciousness, which again, I don't want to put words in his mouth because I don't know what was said. This is just what was told to me. He thought that I was doing it deliberately, that I was trying to dredge things up and potentially embarrass him when that's obviously not the case. And I just don't operate like that. That's not what I do. I also want to highlight that at no point, not during the show, not before the show, not at any point in the entire time that I have known Jack, has it been told to me that A, this topic existed and this article in question existed, and B, that it was something that was off limits that we couldn't talk about.
That's why I'll be a hypocrite for saying it. Be careful what you post on the internet. Because the shit you post on the internet can be misinterpreted. People are going to put words in your mouth and assume the worst. Look at that. The last one I made for myself, I snapped it because I scuffed it. And I didn't like that. But this one I like. Try not to scuff it. Gucci.
Not stipulated. That was not brought up to any of us, not to me, not to Elijah, not to Brandon. This was not something that any of us knew about. So when the
Expecto no shit patronum, like exactly my point. If you're that kind of person that was like, oh shit, when I was younger, I did some dumb shit on the internet that I shouldn't have done, and you're in an interview, you got to set those boundaries, dude. Like, that's just it, Jack Murphy. You talk about setting boundaries, yet, according to Sydney Watson, you never once brought up, hey, there's this article that you wrote about cucking, and please don't talk about that. If you're going to be embarrassed by it, YouTube, if you're going to be embarrassed by it 10 years down the road, why do it in the first place? I want to give a big shout out to the fan who sent that wood lathe that you see on my workbench over there. Look at that. sanded, stained, and carved. Fucking gorgeous. I like this one. This is it's cool looking.
Questions started cropping up. This was all new information to me. Jack said on Tim Pool that he made it very clear that he didn't want to talk about the article in question, and that he made that expressly clear to us, and we brought it up anyway. Here's the clip of him saying that.
A lot of the people, a lot of the super chats we got about, you know, the Sydney and Elijah thing are people genuinely being like, I don't understand what that was. What happened? What happened?
with Sydney.
Yeah, they were like, what happened with that? What happened? But we addressed it.
Well, yeah, you know, when the people clipped it, where all they see is me saying, you know, cursing at her, but they didn't see the whole thing. Where I was like, let's not talk about that after I've addressed it, and then she brought it up again.
However, this was not said to us at any point during the You Are Here episode. Here is a clip of that for you. Because you guys are the advertisers. That's why we try to get through all of these and read all your
right,
comments.
I got a few
Even
more.
if you're trapping me. No, I want to read this one first. Add it because I started it and I'm going to finish.
If I had a wand from Harry Potter, what would it be made out of, and what would be the core? If I had a wand from the Harry Potter universe, it would be made out of a really long and straight basilisk fang, and the core would be thestral hair. So it basically would be like taking Slytherin's wand and combining it with the Elder Wand.
Started. Anamorphosis says Elijah, and I apologize for this in advance, Jack. Asked
boy.
Murphy about the article he wrote about literally cuckolding his wife. I wish I was joking. True alpha.
Wow. Wow, you went there with that. I have absolutely no comment on that other than to say that whatever people's perception is about that, it's 180 degrees wrong. And it has nothing.
If it's wrong, then why the fuck did you write an article on cuckolding with your wife? Like, don't get me wrong, I get it. You want to write articles and inform people as some kind of coach. I get that. However, there's a reason why it's called your private business. Because if you're bumping privates with a fellow adult and it's consensual, that's between you and them, and no one else has to know about it.
To do what people think, what they're
It's
thinking it to be
consensual.
today.
You're old enough.
Are we talking about sex right now?
Who
Do you know what
cares?
cuckolding is?
I totally thought
It's
you were
where you
reading.
get a chicken and you hold it and you
No,
love it.
I just blinked
and
out
then
for a
you
second.
make more chickens.
I just blinked out for a second.
I support you having chickens.
We
I
don't
have
kink
chickens.
shame.
I like chickens.
If you have a hen house, that's great. That's you should have your own eggs. Great.
We don't
supply,
kink
great,
shame.
great for protein.
You Are Here does not kink shame. I want to bring that out that we do not kink shame. If you don't want to have, if you hate women, don't want to have any sex at all, that's your lifestyle. Or if you're a nude model, that's your lifestyle.
You can in fact be you can be both at the same time.
Or if you want to sleep with trans Elijah, you know, Ellie Schaefer.
Literally,
If you want to breed,
if you want to have
that's
sex with
okay.
my ankles, maybe Kez might allow it.
Something to note here too is that Elijah and I read all of our super chats. It's the one thing that we do on the show. I think it makes a lot of our viewers really happy. I really get a laugh out of reading them, and we read all of them, even if they're mean, even if they're funny, even if they're very loving and kind. Because at the end of the day, I mean, we like engaging with the audience. And so anybody who comes on the show should know in some capacity that we will be reading the super chats. Now, Jack.
That's kind of a really great attitude to have. Even if you end up blocking the assholes who talk shit. At the end of the day, if you're a YouTuber, it's all about engaging with your audience. Regardless if you're a celebrity or not. It's you know what I'm saying? Like just your average everyday YouTuber, or like, okay, now he's a YouTube celebrity. There's like 3 stages. Your basic YouTuber, you got maybe like 100 subscribers. You know, there it is. YouTube celebrity, you got well over 20,000 subscribers. You're starting to get there. And then you have your YouTube influencer, which those are the peeps who got like millions of subscribers. So there's like 3 levels to it, man.
makes mention in the Tim Pool episode that he highlighted to me that I should be reading ahead or reading the super chats before I read them out loud. Now, again, if he was saying that in reference to the fact that he wanted me to avoid super chats about this article and about cucking, then that wasn't made clear to me. That was not something that I picked up on at the time. That was not something that I knew he wanted me to do. I'm not a mind reader. I also want to highlight too that you guys are sneaky, and the way that you often get me to say really messed up stuff is by writing things in a way that when it's read phonetically sounds like something totally different. So I will actually note that because the super chats and comments on YouTube do restrict some words, the way that some of these super chats were written and spelled was not immediately clear to me as I was reading them. Now, you can argue that's because I am a giant dum-dum, and you might be correct. I don't know. What I will say is that as I'm reading them, trying to get through them, trying to make sure that everyone is acknowledged and their comments are read, sometimes I don't put two and two together with what I am reading, which Jack referenced again on the Tim Pool episode.
So I'm sitting on the show and we're talking, and they're joking about reading super chats where people are building like gas chambers, and she's reading out loud like, how did I build this gas chamber that didn't kill all the Jews that I was supposed to kill? Right? It's like insane the super chats that she reads.
However, Elijah actually explained it like this:
full on Holocaust denial super chats, and she reads it so innocently. And it's like, and it's always something that's like, it's a horrible.
Yeah, because there are fucking assholes who are Holocaust deniers. And it's fucking disgusting. You know what I'm saying, YouTube? It's fucking disgusting. Like, I'll crack some jokes, but at the end of the day, it is what it is. Like, I support Bernie Sanders, and I like Gene Simmons from Kiss. So I got a couple celebrities that I like that are Jewish in faith, and to deny the Holocaust is to deny history. I've said some inappropriate things and gone off on camera, and for that I apologize. I get sick and tired of Christians bashing people who practice magic and make wands. Yet, in the past, I've gone on camera and said some very derogatory things about certain groups of people. And it's just like, I don't even mean it. It's just, I get angry and I say shit that I don't mean. We all do that crap. But that's just it. Like, the Jewish people were not the only ones killed during the fucking Holocaust. You had autistics, gypsies, people who were retarded. Pretty much anyone that Adolf Hitler didn't like. Fuck that piece of shit. Drink to that. White supremacy can suck a dick. The Grand Wizard. I got something to say to the Grand Wizard. Avada Kedavra, bitch. That's what kills me about the Christian faith. It's not all of you, thank you very much. But I've had a couple of churchgoers who go out of their way to harass me just because I think differently. But in the Bible, it says you cannot force other people to think like you. And you also cannot shove your Christian belief on everyone else. That's for them to decide. So when I see Elijah Schaefer shoving his Christian bullshit down his audience's throats, I'm like, that's not very Christian of you, good sir. Because doesn't your Sky God book say you can't shove your religion in people's faces and you can't force people to think like you? Hey, I'm just asking for a friend, man.
I'm listening, just laughing, and she'll be like, "How is it then that if like
Are we gonna do the ovens and the cookies?
Yeah,
thing
no,
now?
no, she'll read
No,
she'll
yeah,
read
we'll get
something
there.
so innocently. She'll be
We'll
like,
get there.
but they're so good and get her. They'll be like, I love carpentry and building things. I built a wood door for my shower, but the steam still got out while I was showering. How could wood keep steam in the shower and keep the gases in? And she'll read it. And she's like, I don't know. I maybe like get a. She'll like respond. Maybe get like a different type of a glass door. And she just like moves on. And I'm just like,
I do want to add here that the shower thing has only maybe happened a handful of times because I am getting better. I see you. I see them beforehand, and I know. But also, too, something worth mentioning is that I just don't hang out on these parts of the internet. So when people make these comments or they say these things, it goes right over my head. Half the time, the jokes on the show go right over my head. I don't know. Maybe.
And that's the thing of it. Whenever people, no offense to the Jews, but whenever people talk about the Holocaust, all they focus on is the Jews who were killed. And don't get it twisted. I think the Holocaust is fucking horrible. Absolutely fucking horrible. As somebody who practices magic, I think of how many witches have been burned at the stake or killed because they practice witchcraft, and that's not the norm. So with that, that's why I sympathize with the Jewish people when it comes to the Holocaust in that sense. It's because how many fucking witches have been killed throughout the history of time just because they were either suspected of witchcraft or they actually practiced it. But at the same time, it's like, dude, like I said, the Jews were not the only ones who were killed during the Holocaust. If you were autistic or retarded, or you were a gypsy, or Adolf Hitler just didn't like you, you know what I'm saying? But shoot.
I'm just not clued in. So I'll say here that reading super chats about cuckolding and cucking one's partner just seemed like regular trolling to me, and I did not know what they were in reference to. I also apologized in advance in this next clip to Jack before I.
That's kind of how it is. People will troll people on the internet, and then there are other people who are like, wait, I don't get what that's a reference to. Exactly, Sydney Watson, exactly. It's the truth. I get people who pretend to be my father on YouTube. They create channels and YouTube poops just to fuck with me, and it's pathetic. They will YouTube poop other YouTubers that I like to make them look like sickos. And when I see that crap, I bring it to the YouTuber in questions. I watched George Bruno, the Sultan of Silver, and some fucking asshole made a YouTube poop account pretending to be my dad. And then they YouTube pooped George Bruno's videos just to fuck with me because I watch the Sultan of Silver's videos. And I brought it to George's attention because I'm like, that's bullshit. I know he's not like that. You know what I'm saying, kind of thing. And I tuned in. I tuned into a George Bruno live stream, and these fucking asshole faggot trolls were at it again, pretending to be my dad and creating these fake accounts just to fuck with George Bruno because I watch his videos. I'm like, how far? Like, dude, I own these trolls. Otherwise, they wouldn't try this fucking hard. If you hate Cobra, why the fuck are you going to invest any time in fucking with him? That's the real truth, YouTube. Even if it takes like, I don't know, 10 minutes or less to create an account, you're still putting effort and time into fucking with one person. And I'm like, what does that get you? 5 seconds of attention? Is it really worth it? You know what I'm saying? especially when all I have to do is ignore it. And that's the only way to control the trolls. You can't control what the trolls do. All you can do is control how they react. Case in point, when that asshole at Frosty's, you saw the Halloween video, started fucking cussing at me and telling me to get the fuck out. I'm like, one, you don't own the bar. Two, the bartender at the time, okay, was shrugging it off and laughing at it and being like, whatever. Yeah, that's one of their, that dude that yelled at me at Frosty's. That dude's one of their regular cooks during the daytime, and then he spends his money getting drunk at the same bar he works at. And it's like, okay, first of all, you coming over and yelling at me while I'm trying to do a live stream and promote Frosty's Bar and Grill, that's only going to make it worse. I'm ignoring the trolls. The bartender's ignoring the trolls. The only person that had a problem with it was the dude drinking. Tell me to get the fuck out of there. I'm like, fucking make me, asshole. The only reason I fucking left is because they were closing, and you saw on the video, I asked for another picture, and they're like, oh, we're closing. And I'm like, that's just fine. And I flashed a pocket knife because I have the right to defend myself as an autistic. I did not threaten anyone. Okay? I did not. If that dude would have taken a swing at me, I would have punched him and knocked his ass out. And if I would have been cornered and my life was in danger, that would have been the only time that said knife would have come out. I'm getting sick and tired of these people who are like, oh, I'm fans of your videos, but then as soon as the trolls harass the establishments in question, they ban me. And I'm like, yeah, you're a real fucking fan, all right. Holy shit. So I'm kind of like, you know what? If Frosty's lets me back, that's cool. If not, it's no skin off my shoes. I've been going to Frosty's for well over a fucking decade. I can remember when Frosty's used to allow smoking in their bars and you could buy cigarettes out of the vending machine. Yeah, dude. Me and my buddy Alex Anderson, rest in peace, Alex Anderson, going in there for a picture. Good times, man. Good times. That's all that I'm saying. Like, why should I give a bar free advertisement if they're gonna ban me after my trolls fuck with them? You know what I'm saying? If I had true control over how my trolls did things, I'd tell them to leave me the fuck alone and get a life. And they may think it's funny until they have a kid of their own who has severe autism and gets bullied and harassed, and nobody does shit about it. All of a sudden, they get a taste of what my dad feels like, and then they go, oh, you know what? I feel like a royal cunt for bullying Cobra now.
Read the first super chat in this situation because of its content. You know, Elijah and I put up with a lot of trolling and a lot of, silly inside jokes and things like that. But
I'll drink to that, Sydney. Yeah, that's just part of being a YouTuber. You're gonna have trolls, even if you're not famous like I am. I don't mind going to the bars on occasion, but when I can walk down to the liquor store and get my booze and then walk back, or have it delivered to my front door, uh, I'm kind of like, what's the point of going to the bars? The only reason you go to the bars is to hang out with your fellow adults, and you're paying for the atmosphere. You're not paying for drinks. Like, I can't control when drama pops into my life. All I can do is control how I react to it. So, understandably, when you got Frosty's Bar and Grill, one of their main cooks, coming up to me after his grumpy shift of a long day of working and start fucking cussing me out and yelling at me, that's only going to encourage the trolls to keep harassing Frosties, dude. It's the truth. The bartender didn't have a problem with it. I was pretty much like, fuck the trolls. It is what it is. So, yeah. Like, I remember when me and Stephanie would go to Frosty's to have a beer together. That's how long I've been going to Frosty's, dude. I remember that Super Bowl party they had, and I took Stephanie out for some drinks. I remember that. Good times, man. Good times. See, even if I couldn't afford to take Stephanie out all the time, when I could afford it and we had the right time and the schedules were matched up, I'd do it. And that's what it's all about, YouTube, when it comes to dating. Is even if you can't afford to take your best gal out all the time, you do it when you can. You know what I'm saying? Funny how the times have changed because now Stephanie's trying to start drama with me on YouTube because the trolls are totally manipulating her just for clouts and YouTube entertainment. If you're the kind of person that likes to start drama just for your own sick entertainment, you're a miserable cunt. You know that? Like, how fucking miserable. That's the thing of it. I hate drama. There's certain people I don't like. And if I don't like someone, I ignore them. Or like, you know, even if I reach out of the blue to talk to you every now and then, it means I still like you, you know. But like, it's bullshit, dude. It's complete and utter fucking bullshit. And you know what's beyond fucking sad? I can't go to a bar and give them free advertisements without some obsessive cockwipe asshole dick fucking sucking troll being like, "Oh, Cobra's at such and such bar. I want to call him until he gets banned because I rule his life." It's like, really, if that's the case, then why are you so obsessed with me? Because I rule your life, dude. If the trolls ruled my life, I'd quit making YouTube videos. I'd quit making wands. I'd quit dressing goth. I'd quit playing guitar. And I'm not gonna quit, so fuck them. You know, it's sad, dude. It's one thing to be like, okay, I want to leave like one or two hate comments on his videos, and that's the end of it. But to be so hell bent and obsessed with hating someone, you create an entire fucking subreddit just to fuck with them. Jesus Christ, I own my trolls. It's pathetic, dude. But that's off topic.
Everyone is prepared for that. So I wanted to basically highlight that what was coming might be weird or uncomfortable. Again, I did that because I thought it was trolling, not because I knew of the context behind it. As you can see, he responded fairly well in good humor. There was no context given to us at this point.
And that's the thing of it, YouTube. I hate to keep pausing like talking and making this longer than it needs to be, but if people are not aware of the situation, they're not going to know it's trolling. All they're going to see is a random comment like, "I don't get it. What's the big deal?" And a lot of trolling has this thing called a backstory, and that's, yeah.
Want to highlight as well again that he didn't say that this was a topic that was off limits, that he didn't want to talk about. There were no boundaries set, as he likes to say. Elijah and I made some jokes, and we moved on. Someone then asked a second time, and the incident occurred. I was obviously very confused. I initially did not know if the anger was being directed at me or the super.
See, yeah, that's just it. Like, to the guy who says "fuck you" to Sydney Watson, you know, if you would have off camera gone on record and said, "Hey, there's this article about cucking that you wrote. Please don't talk about it." If you would have set that boundary before filming it, then it wouldn't have been addressed twice. People would have brought it up and they would have ignored it. That's how I feel about it, honestly.
I initially thought it was the super chatter. And then I realized the anger was being directed at me, the swearing was being directed at me, and I was just sort of like,
hey, you know what's better than a $5,000 PC?
Sydney
A
Watson,
$5,000
you
PC that
handled
costs
that
$0.
very
It's time to
professionally.
give.
what? I've seen a couple people say that they wish that I had been more assertive in the moment, but like, guys, at the time, I was really shocked because I had not expected that. I didn't.
Honestly, sometimes it takes a bigger person to take the high road. Being more assertive, sometimes that doesn't do the trick, YouTube. Sometimes that just makes it worse. Big shout out to the homies and the fans who donated to my PayPal. Appreciated it. I ordered a rather expensive tobacco pipe, but in my defense, it's got a emerald green, like Slytherin dark green bowl and a black stem. It's my two favorite colors, and it's a billiard. It's a straight stem, fishtail mouthpiece, and a smooth finish. I love the pipes that I currently own, but traditionally speaking, I've always had like 3 to 4 pipes in my collection. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that. Even though it's out of stock, as soon as they restock, they'll send it to me. It is what it is. So I'm not worried about it because I've already got 2 pipes to get the job done. I got my oldest tobacco pipe in my collection. Yes. The bottom half of the mouthpiece broke off because I would let people smoke out of it. And then, like, yeah. So, like, I sanded it to fix it. So now it's more comfortable to, you know. But
What was going on? I was very confused. And then when I cottoned on.
And speaking of trolls, watching the way George Bruno handled my YouTube trolls pretending to be my dad just to get a fucking reaction, priceless, dude. Fucking priceless. Oh, like George Bruno, the Sultan of Silver, is the reason why King Cobra rocks tactical soap. You know, or before they banned smoking indoors, I was on a live stream with George Bruno and I got to smoke a pipe with George Bruno. It was just the coolest shit ever, dude. Like, here's a YouTuber I've watched for years, and to be able to sit down and have a pipe with a fellow pipe smoker, it was nostalgic, dude. It was the coolest shit ever. And George Bruno was like, "So what'd you do today?" And I was so starstruck and just excited to be on George Bruno's channel. I'm like, "I make wands, you know." And like freaking yeah, dude, my trolls can suck a cock because my YouTube fans sent me a wood lathe because I talked about getting one to make better quality wands. And yeah.
To what was happening, my initial thought was, okay, don't understand this, not entirely sure what's happening here. best to finish the show and then deal with this privately. When the show did end, Jack got up. I made an attempt to apologize or to at least ask what had happened and what had made him react that way. He told me to go fuck myself, or he either said go fuck yourself or he said fuck you again. I can't remember which. And then he left. At that point, Elijah.
Yeah, off topic, but I love watching of-age women fuck themselves. That shit's hot. You go on Chatterbait and you see an of-age chick playing with her titties and fucking diddling her pussy. I'm just like, yes. See, that would be the smart ass in me. But anyways, yeah, what the fuck? I actually side with Sydney on this. And I'm like, okay, yes, I'm not trying to restart drama, but they did have since have apologized to each other. So hopefully it's all water underneath the bridge. Oh yeah, look at that. Got some Bird Dog peach whiskey and some Mountain Dew. It's delicious.
To go and talk to him to see if the situation might be resolved, and that is when they went to go and get drinks. Jack then apologized the next day. We had a conversation about it where we came to the understanding that the situation was just a unfortunate misunderstanding.
Oh my god, I will drink to that, Sydney. Misunderstandings suck! I catch the Stevie T reference. No, but misunderstandings suck, and assuming makes an ass out of you and me both. And opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one, and they all stink. Cheers to the weekend, folks. Go out there and make it happen. Oh, it is a gorgeous day outside. That snow that we had didn't last very long. Yay. I don't mind snow so much if it's like, if it doesn't go past your kneecap, I can deal with it. But yeah. Oh, snow's melting. It's a beautiful sunny day in Casper, Wyoming. Hope you're all having a fantastic weekend. I'll just sitting here drinking some Bird Dog peach whiskey mixed with Mountain Dew. I got the birthday gift wrapped up. The person who it's for is going to have a bitch of a time opening it, and that's going to be the fun of it. Yeah.
It just seemed done and dusted at that point. I said to him that I wasn't going to make a big song and dance about it. I didn't have any intention of commenting or making things worse or doing anything that might exacerbate the situation because, again, guys, I hate drama. I don't want to be involved in drama. It's not helpful. It seemed as though he thought that I was doing all of this to embarrass him, which you guys obviously know is not the case, and I've already stated that. And I also want to say here, too, that
okay, if you think to yourself, hey, maybe like 5-10 years down the road, this might be embarrassing, then maybe you shouldn't post it on social media. Just a thought, YouTube.
we have had so many guests on the show so far in the short time that it's been running, and not once have I ever gone.
Oh, that Bird Dog peach whiskey is doing it, man. This big ass goblet I made, like it was like practically to the edge with Mountain Dew, but that much Mountain Dew, and then like the rest of it was your Bird Dog peach whiskey. And is it good? Oh yes, I love whiskey. Yeah, I like vodka too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not that picky when it comes to booze, but I prefer whiskey and beer. That's just I enjoy the occasional glass of wine. I like white wine, but my favorites are red wine.
Of my way to denigrate or embarrass somebody just for the sake of doing it. And I will note too that I've been sat opposite.
And that's just it. I agree with Sydney Watson. She's not going to go out of her way to embarrass someone just for the sake of saying, hey, gotcha, unless she feels like she has to. I don't know. I don't think Sydney Watson is that kind of person, personally speaking. But and this is where, I sympathize with Mr. Murphy on this. Is I get trolled all the time on the internet. Like I go on Richie Wright's stream to support my friends on YouTube and to support Richie. And then as soon as I go on Richie Wright's stream, all my trolls come out of the woodwork and start attacking Richie, attacking his fellow guests, and attacking me. And the trolling they're doing, they try so hard, and it's just like all I gotta do is block, delete, ignore. And I didn't let it ruin my good time on Richie's stream, dude. Someone was like, hey, Richie, could you sing some Paranoid by Black Sabbath? The whole chat, and I'm like, yeah. I got a couple of copyright strikes from my last video, but freaking my video's still playable. Got my Jack Skeleton goblet. Woo! I got me a bottle of that Bird Dog Peach whiskey. And yeah, that's doing it. One glass is enough. Especially after last night when I slammed oh. Oh, gross. Excuse me. Especially after I slammed the fucking 12-pack unintentionally last night. Yeah.
People that I really don't like as people. And I've been sat opposite people whose ideas really, really rub me the wrong way, whose ideas I never ever want instituted in any capacity because
and that's what sucks about being human, Sydney, is you're going to encounter people whose ideas don't align with your way of thinking. And shit. Like, as long as you're not a sick, miserable fucking asshole, then you should be allowed to have an opinion. That's just how I feel about it.
that they're corrosive. And yet, in those situations, not once have I attacked them or embarrassed them or gone out of my way to be hurtful and unkind to them because that is not the.
Yes, but that's the bitch of it, Sydney, is even though you're not going out of your way to harass certain people, they're not going to see it like that. They're going to see it as, oh, great, another troll, And that's complete bullshit because you're not aware of why it's trolling. You don't know why it is what it is and why and what the backstory is, fucking.
Show that we run. That is not the kind of person that I am, and that's certainly not the kind of person that Elijah is either. At no point during our show was I trying to trap him or judge up his past. I mean, obviously, he successfully did that himself. So naturally, when I watched the Tim Pool episode, I was just really disappointed. The way it appeared, at least to me, was that blame was being shifted. And in addition to that, to help that blame shift, lies were being told. I'll extend to everyone a courtesy that was not extended to me and assume, at least for now, that Tim and his crew were operating from a place of resolution, not wanting to exacerbate the issue, just wanting to briefly discuss the drama and then move on from it. And for Jack, I will extend him the courtesy of assuming that he was purely mistaken in what he was saying and did not realize that he had not, in fact, set boundaries and that he had not, in fact, said that this was a topic that he did not want to discuss. As you can clearly see, he never said that. I really don't appreciate being made to look like I operate in a malicious way or go out of my way to do things to people that are unkind.
I agree. And that's kind of the unfair advantage. And that's why people troll, you know? It's because not everyone's going to be aware of everyone else's situation or why the fuck it's trolling. They just do it for a laugh because trolls are fucking sad, miserable cunts, dude. You know what I'm saying? Which is precisely why I've said this. Shitballs. Excuse me. I get my trolls who harass Ozzy Osbourne and Danny Filth just because those are my idols. And they hate Cobra so much that just the thought of harassing, bigger celebrities that Cobra looks up to. And it's like, how fucking miserable are you, dude? You know what I'm saying? It's the truth. Like, oh yeah, Cobra's got this cradle of filth tattoo right here. He's got his Aussie knuckles. All that sort of thing. Freaking yeah, no, it's stupid, dude. It really is. These trolls. Oh, dude, I love my tattoos, but you can't let the haters get to you, dude. You just can't. What's gonna piss your trolls off more than anything is just you keep doing your thing, man, and you ignore the haters and be like, well, you know, mhm, mm, mm. Yeah, this bird dog peach whiskey. You mix it with Mountain Dew, it's actually pretty delicious, but I would mix it with like a cherry flavored soda just because cherry and peach, in my personal opinion, are a delicious combo. You like some cherry Dr. Pepper and some bird dog peach whiskey, you're set, dude. Even with the Mountain Dew, it's pretty tasty, but ooh-wee.
That will trap them and ultimately embarrass them. And I don't like those claims being made without any pushback. I also don't like that people who are upset about the situation are being.
If you're gonna exist as a entity on the internet, you have to realize YouTube, you have to realize that not everyone's going to be aware of your story or what's considered trolling and what's not. Like, people just, you know what I'm saying? That's just the truth. So, like, if people didn't know that Clint Saunders was my father, for example, they'd be like, "What's the deal with all these Clint Saunders accounts trolling King Cobra?" And then my backstory would be like, "Well, that's my dad. I love him very dearly. He loves me like a son because he's my father. Freaking yeah." And people impersonate my dad on YouTube just for a reaction, which shows you I rule the trolls' lives, and they're jealous of my awesome life and my awesome family and all the awesome fans that I have and the friends that I have. And if they weren't jealous, they wouldn't try this hard to fuck with me. That's the goddamn truth. Even if you're sitting there saying it's not really trying because it only takes like 10 minutes or less to create an account. And I'm like, yeah, that's beside the point. You're still going to waste 5 seconds of your life to create a stupid YouTube account just so you control one person. And then when that account gets blocked, you got to waste another 5 minutes, another 5 seconds. It's pathetic. So, like, yeah.
Labeled white knights and simps because they expect that there should be a certain level of decorum exchanged between people who say that they
Yeah, and you know what? That's what pisses me off. The whole, oh, you stick up for Sydney Watson, you're white knighting, you're simping. Dude, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if the woman doesn't fuck you, even if she treats you like shit, white knighting and simping is a good thing. It shows women that, hey, you know what? Not all men are pigs. Because I'm sure women get tired of, you know, with their assumptions.
are operating in the best interest of men and trying to be role models for those men, whether that be defending your friend.
Yeah. Exactly, Sydney. Preach. If you're trying to be a role model for men and women say things that make you get mad or uncomfortable, uh, uh, and that's the sucky part about being a dude. It doesn't matter what she does. If you're a bigger asshole to what she does, and then on top of that, she's unaware of why it's trolling. Excuse me. Shit. Yeah. Then not only is she not going to be aware of why it's trolling, but it just makes you look like a huge asshole on top of it. And that's why the trolls do it. It's because it creates a bunch of misunderstanding. And, he even said on that interview that he wished you wouldn't have said that to Sydney, so I can respect that. Think before you speak, think before you post. That's the best policy you're going to have when it comes to social media and just life in general. Yeah. God damn, dude. My glass is just about empty, and I'm feeling a little, you know what I'm saying? I'm definitely feeling a little bit tipsy. I don't want to get too drunk because I got shit to do today, and it just looks more professional if I'm not completely shit faced out of my mind on alcohol, even though I like drinking it. People want to call me an alcoholic, but I can choose when I want to get shit faced or have like one or two drinks and just chill. You know, Yeah. Ugh, fucking A. Got a splash left. Dude. Bird Dog Peach Whiskey is so fucking delicious. Not a sponsor.
Staying calm and collected in the face of adversity, resolving conflicts, and so on.
Personally speaking, I get that. Trying to stay calm and collective and just not get upset or start crying when people are fucking with you as hard as they can. It's tough. Believe me, been there, done that, burnt the t-shirts. But you know what I'm saying? You know, it's okay to admit, hey, you know what? I don't like the way these people are talking about me. It upsets me. Admitting that it's pissing you off doesn't make you less of a person. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing of it. If your trolls got harassed the way you did, they would fucking hate it. You gotta think the reason why people are doing it for laugh out louds and because they don't give a shit is because they're more miserable than you are. People who troll people for the hell of it, you know, if you're obsessed with trolling somebody because you hate them, I tend to think, YouTube, that that person got to you in some way, shape, or form.
I don't think that not wanting me to be sworn at and yelled at in the face of a genuinely honest mistake constitutes as white knighting and simping, but I find
Yeah, no shit. Going back to what I said, we're not going to be made aware of why it's trolling, what's your backstory, etc. Because to an outsider's perspective, they're going to be like, well, who's Clint and why is he trolling Josh? And then they're gonna be like, oh wait, that's Josh's dad's first name, and the trolls are just being dickheads. Okay, now I get it, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying, YouTube? So that's kind of how that works. You know what I'm saying? Yelling at somebody because they don't know your backstory or telling them to fuck you, kind of thing. You know,
interesting too was how Jack on the Temple episode was very much able to answer questions about why he wrote the articles in question, why he said what he said in a way that was respectful and reasonable and, you know, for all intents and purposes.
and that's just the thing of it. If that's how the argument comes up, where you're like, fuck you to their face, then maybe you shouldn't write the article in the first place. Then maybe you should keep that shit private and keep it to yourself. Just a thought.
I think most people would have been understanding of what he had to say. Whereas when it was asked on our show, the response was a complete 180. On a human level, and maybe my view here might disappoint some of you, I try to extend to people the understanding of knowing that you're just a human being and sometimes human beings get it wrong. Sometimes our responses to things are not what we hoped that they would be. Sometimes we
That's the truth, Sydney. We're all human beings and we make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. And that's exactly my point. People worship me like I worship Ozzy Osbourne and Danny Filth, so I get it to some extent. People expect me to be perfect, and then when I fuck up, it makes it more relatable. Like, oh, hey, you know. Shit. Wait. Tactical soap. I smell sexy. I got some Axe Black cologne and some Bond #2 cologne. And then I got my Bond #1 soap and then my God of War beard oil. So I got like 4 different smell goods in one. I generally prefer Axe over Old Spice. That's just my personal opinion. You know, when I was in high school, I loved washing with Axe Dark Temptation body wash. It made me smell like chocolate, and my female classmates are like, "Ooh, Saunders smells like chocolate." Yeah, because chicks like men like chocolate. So there you go. You know, but Axe Black smells amazing too. So there you go. Fuck me. Ah, fucking vape juice making me cough my ass off. Should I pour a splash for the last half of this video? Or should I? Yeah, I might do that. Just give me a second. Honestly, fuck the internet with its bullshit. It's fun when you need it for what you need it for. But like, if you can learn to ignore the bullshit on the internet and just enjoy the internet for like you, like if you watch YouTube because you would adore cat videos, and you ignore all the haters, then the internet can be a pretty fun place. But if you choose to focus on the haters and all the assholes who hate you, you're gonna fucking hate being on the internet. I'll tell you that right now. Like, okay, you have a thing for classic cars or cute, adorable puppies, and you're watching puppy kitten videos like, oh my god, so cute. And then you see a bunch of fucking hate comments trash talking the YouTuber and trash talking the animal. And it's just like, what the fuck is wrong with people? That's what kills me about social media, dude. You could have some sweet old lady baking a cake or doing her gardening, and then it gets a bunch of hate comments. And I'm like, what? It's a sweet little old lady like Betty White status, fucking old as shit, who loves to bake and garden and has a bunch of pretty puppies or cute kittens. Just adorable, wholesome, clean fun. Rest in peace, Betty White. Fucking, you know what I'm saying? And people talk shit on it. It's just like, why? How miserable of a cunt do you have to be like, okay, here's a sweet little old lady in her 90s who bakes and gardens. I want to spread it with hate comments. I'll show this fucking wrinkly old cunt. Like, what the fuck? Who does that shit, dude? That's what kills me about the internet. I'm like, if you don't like the person's videos, why the fuck do you watch? That's what kills me about my YouTube trolls. Nothing I do is right in their eyes. So why the fuck do you watch? Yeah, that's good. That's good vape juice. Oh, shitballs. Oh, shit. I gotta take a piss. Then I'll pop some more whiskey in my glass and we'll continue. Ah, that's better. Beer for my horses, whiskey for my man. So we're gonna try a different drink combo. Let's try mixing A&W root beer with some of that delicious golden nectar. Look at that. Bird dog peach flavored whiskey. This stuff's delicious, dude. Oh, just that sound of the cork. Hold up, YouTube. Hold up. Yes, that sound right to the pop of the cork. Yes. Isn't that a wonderful sound? Yes, I love that sound. The squeak and the pop. Yeah. Oh, dude, by itself, it's gotta burn. God damn, dude. Don't take much to empty the bottle these days. Here's our A&W. I like their cream soda and I like their root beer. So we'll pour a splash of that root beer in there, just like that. Ooh, we're gonna have a peach flavored root beer. That'll wet our whistle. We got 17 minutes out of 22, so we're almost done with the video. Not a sponsor. Free advertisements. It's Friday, so get your drink on. It's the weekend. Yeah, after this, I'm gonna get my shit done.
Say things that kind of suck and that are sucky for other people and that put other people on the receiving end of crap that they might not otherwise have been exposed to if we just thought for a second longer or pulled ourselves back from the precipice before we did and said what we did and said. And so initially I completely and utterly had that feeling towards Jack where I was like, yeah, look, okay, I get it. It's not my favorite to be yelled at and sworn at for sure, but I also understand that, Jack is a human being, and if something is coming up that really strikes a nerve and really hurts you or makes you feel something exceedingly negative, yeah, you might lash out. Fair enough, cool.
Yeah, I get that. Like Sidney Watson said, in defense of Jack Murphy, that's why I sympathize with Jack Murphy on this situation, YouTube. Is we've all posted shit that you know, that we're not proud of. And then when it gets brought back up, it's a sore subject. Like we've all done fucking shit we're not proud of. Fucking yeah, people are trolling you, you know. Go ahead and give this a stir. Yeah, like if you don't want certain things being talked about, then maybe you shouldn't talk about them on the internet. it's kind of unfair that people will bring up your past just to fuck with you on the internet, but that's the internet for you, dude. You know, that's why you gotta be careful what you post on the internet because it can come back to bite you.
It's not appropriate, shouldn't happen, but he's a human being. But again, like I said, I will extend a courtesy of giving the benefit of the doubt as to just be a decent person. In the event of these things happening, when you throw someone under the bus, as I feel has happened in this case, then I don't know. I guess my empathy for the situation, or me trying to be understanding, might dissipate somewhat. I know too that people have been looking much more deeply into Jack himself and his past and his writings and what have you. And again, this would disappoint some of you. I don't feel currently equipped to discuss that or equipped to say anything about it. However, other creators have said things about it, like the Quartering, Jeremy from the Quartering, for example. But I do believe, in large part, that this is something that Jack has to address himself and get to the bottom of himself, as he did so on Temple. I know that many of you are very concerned, and many of you have been sending me things and videos and articles and what have you. And I want you guys to know that I have seen them. And I know that many of you who've been here for a really long time probably know how I feel about them and how I reacted to them. And I hope that you'll understand that in this particular video, this is not the time for like a takedown type situation. Not that I do that, but you know what I mean? It's not the time for it. I wanted to clear the air about things that were said about me personally and not bring in extraneous factors. But like I said, if you guys want to watch content about it or find out more, you can watch the Quarterings video, where there's lots of people posting about it on Twitter. So there you go. There's the situation from top to bottom. I hope that this will add some context to what went on. I know some of you have probably moved on from this and you don't care anymore, and that's all well and good. I get it. There are worse things happening in the world, like the IRS taxing you on stolen property. What is this?
Wait, the IRS can tax you on property that was stolen from you? What? I mean, I pay my taxes every year. I file Cobra Craft handmade wands with the IRS. And then they determine in their system if I owe them money or if they owe me money, and that's just that. It's a way for me to keep my business going and to comply with the government, YouTube, because that's just how it is. And if people want to talk shit on me because I get SSDI for my Asperger's, okay, you know what? First of all, fuck you. I don't just sit on my ass and do nothing. I actually attempt to make money for myself, whether it be through merchandise, donations from my fans, or my wands or my tactical soaps. So I got 4 different ways to make money. And it's not quite enough to like pay for everything, but it's enough to help, and this is my problem. Every time I get a job, my YouTube trolls, they find out where I work, and then they harass my bosses until I get fired. And I got sick and tired of that. The last 2 jobs I had, that's how it played out. So I said, I'm going to start a business called Cobra Craft Handmade Wands. And as soon as I started that, the trolls would spam my Etsy with hate emails, bullshit reviews, things like that, just trying to ruin my business. And it just shows you how desperate my trolls are, because I refuse to sit on my ass and do nothing. I want to at least do something for extra money, so I'm not just sitting here collecting benefits. Like, fuck that shit, dude. For the record, I appreciate the fact that I get SSDI for my autism. And I also acknowledge that my autism could be worse. Cobra Craft handmade wands is the best way for me to make money, just because if the trolls try harassing me at my own job, they're harassing me directly and not some fucking cocksucker who hired me. And no offense to the people who hired me in the past, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? That's what pisses me off about it. I try to get a job at some local fast food restaurant or washing dishes at a bar, what have you. And you got these kind individuals who are like, yes, Cobra has autism, but I want to look past that because his references are awesome and, he's a good worker. People want to give me shit like, "Oh, I'm going to get your SSDI taken away because you make money." And I'm like, that's exactly what they want, you fucking retard. They don't want someone just sitting on their ass collecting it if you're out there trying to make a decent living. And for the record, you've seen it. My wands sell out like hotcakes. I listed 2 wands the other day, and they're already sold within like 1 day. $100 right there. After I get the wand in the mail, the rest is profit. And it's bullshit, dude. Now, if I won the lottery, I would report it to the administration that delivers my SSDI, and I'd be responsible about it. You know what I'm saying? But right now, I'm a starving musician, a starving artist. I make wands. I play guitar. I sell tactical soap. I sell merchandise. And I sell magic wands. And then the occasional generous donation from my fans. It's not much money because I'm not that famous, but it's enough to get me by. It's honest money, dude. And that's what it's all about. But how the fuck does the IRS get off on taxing you for shit that was stolen from you? Like, what? I'm not touching that one with a 10-foot pole, dude. But if I take my donations from PayPal and spend it on bills and booze, who are you to judge? Ah, fuck. Ah. If you steal property, you must report its fair market value and your income in the year you steal it, unless you return it to the rightful owner of the same year. Okay, what? So if you steal property, you have to report it to the IRS. Okay, what makes you think if you're not going to report it to the cops when you steal it, what makes you think they're going to report it to the IRS? Like, that's no offense to anyone, dumb as shit.
I will always try to extend to people in most situations a level of empathy and understanding for their actions. Because again, I'm a human being. I've done stuff I'm not proud of. I've said stuff I'm not proud of, whatever. But I think we've all been there. But when you are going out of your way to say things that are actually not true or misrepresent my character or shift blame onto me when I have done nothing but try to resolve an issue or be respectful of somebody or not exacerbate an issue, then I start to have problems. And again, like I
Exacerbate. I'd rather masturbate.
In this situation,
Wanker.
I think it's
Wanker.
reasonable in some way to give
Wanker.
benefit of the doubt, but I could
Wanker.
be wrong. I've learned recently that there are a lot of people in the world who live action role play as the people that they want to be, and behind the scenes, they're anything but. And I think that many of these situations will inevitably expose those people for exactly who they are. And we can extend to them as much grace as we like. But at the end of the day, if you give people enough of their own rope, they will hang themselves. A really great and happy way to round out the year. But, you know, this is the internet and it is 2021. And, you know, what did we really expect after a year of complete nonsense? I do want to add here too that I am very appreciative of all the kind and love messages that I received and the comments that people left. And also, Sarah Gonzalez has been so funny through all of this. She was like, "Girl, if I was there, faces would have been melted off," and that makes me laugh. Go follow Sarah; she's absolutely wonderful. But yeah, thank you very much for being so loving and kind, and for, you know, particularly women who are feeling really sad and empathetic about all of this. I'm sorry. And for the men who, you know, were super lovely, I don't consider you not white knights or simps or anything like that. I just think that no matter who it was, you know, if Elijah was being sworn at or Brandon was being sworn at, I think you guys would have responded similarly. And I think that goes to show.
Exactly. Yeah, you know, that's the reason why I'm subscribed to You Are Here Now with Eliza Schaefer and Sydney Watson. It's because I support Sydney. Like, even if Eliza Schaefer is an extremist right wing Christian, and I don't necessarily agree with his religious view, like, if Eliza Schaefer is not doing anything intentionally to fuck with you, if someone goes off on him, I want to be like, dude, that's too far. You know? Yeah, 2021 was just. So it's 2022. I'll be 31 and what's January, February, March. So I'll be 31 in like 2 months. And
You're just good-hearted people. But that all being said, I hope all of you had a very happy and safe Christmas, and, you know, you guys have a very happy and safe New Year as well.
oh, thank you, Sydney. I had an awesome Christmas and a bitchin' New Year. Hope you did as well, and hope all of you did as well.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Be safe and well, and I will see you guys in the next video.
Holy shit, YouTube. Well, I got stuff to do, so I'll catch you later. Subscribe for more.